Hello. Just want to give you an intro to this document that I'm going to post. This is your evening sky map for the Northern Hemisphere for April of 2020. And it says early April, this is a map for about 10 p.m., late April about 9 p.m. We're going to be studying the constellation Orion right here. And so I'm going to show you where to look for it in the night sky right around 8:30, 9 o'clock, because it's still high in the sky at that time, and the later you get, the lower it gets on the horizon. I'm going to use an app called Stellarium, and you guys might have some star finder apps on your cell phones or on your iPad, and I encourage you to use those as well. This particular program just does a nice job of showing you what the view of the sky, how it actually looks, and then also it gives you kind of a little bit of a cheat sheet where it will connect the lines of the constellations and help you visualize what they're supposed to look like a little bit easier. Let's give this a second to open up. This app shows Earth Little Falls right here. This is not an actual webcam image. This is just a generic image that shows our view of the night sky. And obviously at this time of day, we're not going to be able to see much because the sun is out. But if we fast forward the time, I'm going to fast forward the time to 2056, that is about almost 4 minutes before 9 o'clock in the evening. And we are going to look over here to the southwest. Okay, so think about your yard. Think about how your house is positioned. Where would you have to stand in your yard to be looking south to southwest? That's where you want to go or turn to look for the constellation Orion. Okay, so if you look right in between south and west and you look up in the sky, you will see these three stars right here, and that is Orion's belt. We talked about in the lecture that these are the most recognizable of the stars in Orion, but once you find these, there's a couple others that are really easily recognizable also. Betelgeuse, this upper left shoulder of Orion, you'll be able to see with just your eyes. You don't even need binoculars or a telescope, but you'll be able to see that that star in particular is a little bit amber in color. And that's because that star, being 725 light years away, is massive, and it's a red supergiant. So it's at the end of its life, and it's shedding its outer layers out into space before it will supernova. So take a look at that star in particular and notice that it is a little bit reddish in color compared to the other shoulder. Another constellation that you can find after you find Orion is if you follow these two shoulder stars up, straight up at the same angle, you will see two other bright stars. Pollux and Castor are the two stars of the constellation Gemini. Let me see if I can connect the dots so you can see. There. Okay, so these two stars here, Pollux and Castor, are the heads of what are supposed to be the Gemini Twins. So at this time of year, depending upon how bright the moon is, this one you'll absolutely be able to see. And if you follow these two shoulder stars up, you'll be able to for sure see Pollux because it's pretty bright. And then right up from that is the star Castor. And they make up the constellation Gemini. So if you can, get outside and see if you can pinpoint those two constellations sometime before the weekend. And after that, we will add on to our knowledge of the constellations, and I'll show you how to find a couple more. Hope you're doing well.